Hanaki! Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? What do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki from production Kawaii's Hanamizuki. Good evening! Thank you to those of you that were there for the premiere of Bride of Necro, or Necro no Hanayome. A very surprise upload. I did not plan to upload it today. That was not intentional, but we needed to get it up within the month of June in order to fit the whole June Bride thing. And the last couple days of June were taken by some other uploads, which is fine, no big deal. And I didn't want to overshadow anybody, so I decided to just do it today instead of Fictitious Friday. I hope that's okay. Missed the premiere, but speedran it during the loading screen. Oh no, you found out my secret. I purposefully let the loading screen go a little bit longer in case people needed to watch it. You needed to do your homework. But I hope you liked it. With this, I shall renew my vows so you couldn't seal our fates. Well, thank you, Pira, for being a member for 7 months. He appreciates you renewing your vows. Okay, so where do I begin? OMG was so funny. Yeah, it was very funny. At first I was like, haha, what if I did a cheeky little upload on Sunday? And then I was talking to Sora about it, and I was like, oh wait, there's a bit of overlap. And he was like, do you think you could do it today? And I was like, yes? So, it did become extremely silly. Extremely funny and silly. That was so good. Well, thank you. It was a very difficult song to sing. So we talked about, me and Sora, I mean, I always talk with Sora about, like, cover plans like this, obviously, because manager. We were going back and forth about what to do for, like, the month of June, because it's June Bride, and, I mean, I've said this multiple times, you know, but I do not view myself as the bride, and we thought, well, why don't we take advantage of that and have me be the groom? So, we decided to allow Yukun a chance to step into the spotlight in a little bit more of a direct way on the channel. And we decided to also go for a little bit more of a dark angle. While a lot of people are probably focusing more on, like, happy marriages and a lot of the, like, sweet romantic love songs, we decided to go for something a little bit more twisted. That was Sora's suggestion, too. We went back and forth trying to pick a song. And then we settled on this one, which is by Canon69 and sung by Bisu, or Bis. It has this kind of like, what do you call it? It sounds like a ballroom like waltz almost, but it's like a dark waltz. I guess if I had to call the genre something. It was meant to be kind of like a ballroom dance, but, you know, you're dancing with a corpse, if we're being real. Yukun, I'm a big fan. Hi, Hiyori. It's always a pleasure to see my beautiful bride show up. Welcome. Melancholic tone. Well, definitely not melancholic. I think it's, like, straight up sad, if we're being real. But yeah, it's meant to sound like a ballroom dance, like you're waltzing with your beloved, but it's a dark, twisted take on the beloved. I guess you could think of like Corpse Bride, or like something in like that area of like movies and stuff. Macabre, yeah, definitely macabre for sure. I would call it macabre also. But yeah, so let's see, what else can I share? So I found this out while I was practicing this song, but it's actually kind of based on a true story, or at the very least it's based on an actual like living person. At least allegedly. I don't think this was ever confirmed necessarily by Canon69, but
Super chat. So that means it's
I guess a lot of parties. sorry, the Riz game is on full blast today. You're going to have to accept it. If you're gonna talk to Yukun, Yukun is obviously gonna respond. Living person. Okay, well, yeah, they died in the 50s, but I wanted to talk a little bit about, like, the actual person. So, it's literally, like, retelling the same story, that the song told. So it's about a man named Karl von Kossel, or Karl Tanzer. He was a doctor, slash radiologist, and he fell into an obsessive love with a woman that he was trying to cure. Basically, she was diagnosed with tuberculosis, and he, like, dedicated his life to trying to cure this illness, but, she did die from it. And he actually personally constructed a mausoleum that he took her body to, and that's where he kind of, like, kept her for a long time. He would often, like, visit and just kind of, like, have conversations with her because he was so in love with her. But, he eventually kind of got tired of the fact that he wasn't getting any proper responses. So what he did was he took the body back to his house with him. And that's where he started doing the whole reconstruction thing, where he would reconstruct any of the parts that were decaying or, like, rotting, and he would try to replace them to try and maintain her beauty. And he just, like, kept her in the house with him for, like, a really long time. There's, like, in the accounts for it, he used things like, sorry, this is gonna get gross, but the song's gross, kind of. So he used things like piano wires and coat hangers to kind of, like, replace the bones. The glass eye in the eye socket that's mentioned in the song was actually something he did to the corpse. He would replace any of the rotting skin with, like, silk fabric and things like that. And then, of course, there was, you know, I think I can say the word, but, there was sodomy. I don't know how else to say it. The account that I'm looking at uses, that word, so I guess I will use that word. And he did make her into a bride. So he managed to keep her in his house, like, with him for, like, 7 years. Like, he kept this corpse with him for 7 years. But eventually it was Elena's sister who actually showed up to Karl's house and discovered the body, and she reported it to the police. So then he was sent to a psychiatric facility and lived there until he was released. When he was released and he returned home, instead of, you know, doing anything with the corpse again, he had a life-size doll of Elena made, and that's what he lived with until he eventually died. So he still, like, had, like, a doll, or, like, a fake bride, fake recreation of Elena. So that's kind of the basis of the song. Was he buried with the doll? That I don't know. I just know, I only know his death date, which was 1952. Did the body just die off again? Probably. I imagine when it was reported to the police, it was, like, confiscated from him and then, like, properly buried, if I had to guess. If I had to guess. I don't know all the details about the case specifically, but that's kind of what the story was, or that's what the song was based on. So obviously it's told from the perspective of, like, a storyteller who's, like, I guess leaning towards the perspective of the doctor, but he's, like, well, in my case it's a she because I'm playing the doctor. But, you know, it's the case of, like, the desperation of, like, these people who, like, forsake. And, like, when you're talking about, like, being forsaken, right? It's the idea that, like, people moved on from her when she died. It's the fact that they, kind of, like, not necessarily forgot her, but, like, in the eyes of the doctor, it felt like everybody was just kind of forgetting her. Like, forgetting this bride. You know? And that was something that they didn't particularly stand by. They wanted to be able to, like, remember her and, like, be with her. And, like, have her be an active presence versus what she was reduced to, which was being a corpse. And she was taken from life by a very tragic illness, so I can kind of understand that, like, sense of desperation to want to remember this person who was, like, robbed of life too early. And, you know, there's also a bit of a twisted misinterpretation on the doctor's part, because, well, at least in the implication of the song, some of, like, her dying words was for the doctor to take care of the body. But I don't necessarily think she meant it like that. Maybe not quite like that. But yeah, it's a very sad, dark, and twisted love story, and about what it's like to kind of have to, like, learn to part with somebody who has passed. Everyone mourns differently, but let's not commit crimes. Yeah, for sure. Let's not commit crimes. This is not me condoning crime, for the record. I'm expressing where I think the doctor's POV is coming from, at least in the context of the song. Obviously, I don't know enough about the real guy. This is just the story that, like, inspired the song. That's all I'm talking about here. Read too much into it? Yeah, I think he took it a little bit to an extreme, for sure. But yeah, that's kind of where the story comes from. That's where this twisted love story comes from. So that shadowy figure at the end of the MV is meant to be the representation of death, or the Grim Reaper. I will actually show you guys. Let me show you the art. I can show you the full art. Where's the artwork? I have a lot of, like, unused images in this scene that I don't know what they are. I'll have to get rid of these eventually. I'll have to sit and do that. Gotta do a quick, like, cleanup of everything. Okay. So, of course, we have the first... Sorry, it's gonna be big, large, huge. Fun fact about MVs or covers, like with art, the art is always going to be make large, huge.
May the Oni lights guide you back to me.
Egan, thank you for being a member for 5 months. I'm new here, loved the song. I don't know if you're new here. You did such a good job. Well, thank you. Thank you for being a Shadowfire member for 5 months. Holy gosh. You know, the passage of time is kind of crazy when you think about it. Would it be possible to put the art in the members folder? I will work on that. I don't really have a members folder right now. I'm sure you guys know. I don't really have one, but I will work on something similar to that soon. You will get updates on that soon. I promise. Soon. Okay? Soon. Okay, but here's the art. So we have, obviously, our beautiful, gorgeous, incredible Yukun. Yuno in a suit. This was like a big thing that I really insisted on. I wanted to be the groom in the situation, because, you know. Oshi, you can hi. Hey. Sorry, I have to do it with Riz. Hey. So we've got our beautiful, gorgeous Yukun, dancing with the bride, who, you know, purposefully, like, a back view so that you don't get any, like, view of the face to see the more obvious corpse-like details. We could also argue that this art is meant to be from the perspective of our doctor. Perhaps this is how they are envisioning the dance in this situation, with, like, a perfect version of the bride. This is not meant to be anyone specific. Although, when it came to figuring out what the bride was going to look like, I did say I like blondes. I literally was like, I like blondes. I like girls with green eyes. I don't know what else to say. So they went blonde, and since it's a back view, you don't have to worry about the eye color. It's not anyone specific, although I will say when I showed this art to Kaya, she was like, she's blonde. Is that Isla Coleman? And I was like, no. It is not Isla Coleman. It is not, in fact, Isla Coleman. It's not meant to be anyone specific. It's just meant to be a generic girl, okay? Don't read into it. But no, I really love how, Angon, the artist, I really love how they, like, drew, like, this whole image. Like, the whole vibe of it is just really good. I love the flowing coattails on the suit jacket. It's an all-white suit. Besides the fact that I'm wearing the, like, blue and white flower accessory in the ponytail. It's not Isla! Shut up! It's not Isla! Hi, Kaya. So yeah, we have the blue and white in the ponytail. The ponytail holder is like the blue and white flowers. And then there's also a gold accessory. Oh, I'm not pulling the right thing. I'm so sorry. Everything's a mess in here. You can kind of see, but there's like a gold star, above the tie. Those are like the only shots of color. Everything else is white. White because doctor, and white because wedding. Yukun likes blonde and green eyes. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. And then we have our bride here. She's wearing a backless dress. Chef's kiss. We like a backless dress in this house. She's got some lace with like floral patterning. I think there's like a butterfly in here too, in like the lace. Yeah, you can kind of see it in like the skirt lace. And then she's also wearing like flowers as like a flower crown on like the back of her head. And then a beautiful veil, of course, because she's a bride. Amazing cover and congrats on the wedding. Yeah, thank you. Oh, also, I just realized I missed this, but Shiro-kun, thank you for the $5 super chat. I don't know why it didn't pop up for me properly. Thank you to the #1 Ikemen Yukun for the nice surprise. He says you're welcome. He says, no problem, man. Let me click. Okay. But yeah, and then we've got kind of like some flower petals. It's like taking place in a kind of dark environment to match the... I guess the fact that they're probably dancing in the mausoleum that the doctor constructed. So... that's why the scenery itself is kind of dark. But I think it also just fits the overall tone of the song. The expression's so pretty on this. When I first saw it, I felt this rush of, like, excitement. I was really excited to look Ikemen, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really excited to look Ikemen. That's kind of fun for me. Okay. And then... you guys are gonna get to see the other art. All this still works for Fictitious Friday. This is Yukimura. Mane. And then, of course, there was a surprise alternate illustration. Now I am the ultimate game. All me, by the way. So true. And then we have this one. So this is one that's featured in the second half of the MV, or like the last bit of the MV, I guess. Obviously, this is the scene where the Grim Reaper is coming to take the bride away. To kind of like force the separation. Have to go through the bad ending to get the good? Who dares make Yukun cry? Yeah, I really like the tears here. It's like, in the original MV, I think the art is more like desperate. You also don't really get to see the doctor interact with like the body in that like direct of a way, because like they kind of like choose to stand and defend it versus like holding on to it. I really like the choice to have Yukun hold the body. I feel like that makes it a lot more tender and also a lot more like... this is what leans towards melancholy, I think, because of the fact you see the crying. They are, of course, surrounded by more flowers. We love to see it. And Easter egg. I'm going to see if you guys can spot it. It's very hard to see because this image is so dark. But look near the top right-ish corner. Whose hair is that? Can you see it? It's okay if you can't. But I'm curious if anybody was able to catch on. Kinda of gave a hint by saying Grim Reaper. Holding the body is a powerful statement. Yeah! It's Ron. We asked for Ron's permission to use her likeness for this MV as the Grim Reaper. We did have a plan to get a third art piece, potentially, where it was going to actually show that it was Ron a bit more directly, because Ron was going to comfort Yukun and kind of like help him cope with the fact that the bride needed to be taken. But it didn't work out that way. We could only get the two. We were going to make it more obvious, though, initially, was the plan. So instead, it's just really subtle. Yeah, it's the very subtle, like, blue color for Miss Ron-chan. But this was the best we could do with what we were able to, like, finish for this project, so that is why it is not more obvious. But we did initially plan to have a third shot where it was going to be more obviously Ron, like, comforting the doctor. That's crazy, your wife coming to take your wife. I know, right? It's okay. I guess the implication there is that the doctor moves on to the Grim Reaper? Question mark? Taking this bride away, I'm your actual wife. So true. Ron is just like, I am your wife. I am the greatest good you are ever going to get. She's so real for that, honestly. But yeah, I really like the composition of this image too. I like the sparkles, like the stars in the sky. And obviously I think the flowers are a nice touch. I like that the overall tone is like... There's like a warm glow in the first image, because there's like that like warm kind of like... You could imagine it's like the light of the Doctor's delusions or something if you want to get metaphorical. And then I like the contrast here where all of the color is kind of sapped out and it's left in more of like a dark, cool tone, and it's more purple. Which, you know, purple is my color. And also, it's just, I like the fact that we are now lacking in light. So we don't have that, like, security of the warmth. You can kind of tell that the body is lacking in color more too. Like, you can tell that the hair color is more faded. And things like that. It's really good. Angon did an amazing job. I obviously linked Angon in the description of the video. The cover video. So if you want to check out more of their artwork, you absolutely should. They've drawn a few things for Lette, I believe, and they also drew the Hanamizuki 6-month anniversary for Coma. So, very good artist. I like Angon's work very, very much. Nice Isla Runner in your cover. It's not Isla! Stop! Isla literally has a wife. I am pretty sure Namiji Frisia would kill me if I took Isla away from her. It's not Isla Coleman! Stop it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this now. Say bye to the Yukun art. Goodbye, Yukun. Goodbye, Yukun. Hi, me again. That's her wife, La. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't take that away from her. I would never dream of it. Oh, Yuno, hi. Hi, guys. Hey, don't forget about me. I exist, too. I know this is technically Yukun's day, but I exist, too. Goodbye, Yukun. But yeah, I am in talks with management regarding some things, TM, in terms of, like, a member's art folder, so this art and probably some of my other art pieces will be going up in a folder soon, TM. Members will get more updates about that tomorrow, probably. Okay. Let's see, is there anything else I could talk about regarding the cover? Ohayou gozaimasu. Hi, hi, welcome, hi. What did I want to say here? Anyway, yeah, this cover was very hard to learn. I'm sure you guys could kind of tell listening to the final song, but it was very fast in a lot of parts. It took a lot of practice to get the enunciation down. Kuroki did a pretty good job with the mix. I really liked Kuroki's work on it. At some parts, they used, like, so much reverb that it kind of sounded like it was being sung in the mausoleum, which is pretty cool. I liked that part of it a lot. But yeah, the song was a bit of a difficult one to learn. I'm pretty good at faster songs. It doesn't take me too long to practice, but the pacing for that one was quite difficult. It's hard to find a place to breathe during those fast verses. And also I was singing a little bit lower, obviously, because it was POV Yukun. So I tried to kind of convey that more... I mean, I think in the end my voice still sounds more so androgynous than masculine, but I did try to go a little bit lower to fit the vibe of the song. So I hope that that came across a little bit. Probably not too much, but I did try my best. I wanted to make it sound different from my usual covers. So I hope that I accomplished that. You nailed that pacing? Well, thank you. I don't think I could ever do that live. Maybe. I would probably have to practice more. You delivered? Well, shucks. Glad to hear it, then. Well, yeah, that's kind of the gist of this. We love Yuno-core and non-Yuno-core. Yeah, I guess you could argue this is kind of non-Yuno-core. However, it is also still quite Yuno-core because I love songs with stories to them. The fact that this song is literally just, like, storytelling through music is kind of my jam. I really like the, I liked the fact that I could tell a story. This is kind of what I mean when I say that I like to perform. I like to be able to, like, tell stories through music and, like, through other mediums and, like, acting and things like that. Dark Yuno-core, peak Yuno-core. It's like a mix. It's like, it's Yuno-core, but it's definitely darker than the usual, like, wholesome, cutesy pastel vibe that I tend to go for in a lot of stuff that I, like, play and or do. But in the end, it's still quite Yuno-core. Also, I do really like ballroom music, so the fact that it sounds kind of like a waltz is really fun for me. A macabre, twisted waltz, but a waltz nonetheless. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about Bride of Necro. I finished this, like... Well, I finished recording, and I think the art's been done for... Let me check my folder. How long has this been done for? When did I save the art? When did I save the art? I don't remember. Hold on. I'll find it. I will find out the information. The knowledge. I will have it. How long has this been done for? This, right? I think so. Yeah, okay, so the art was finished in the beginning of June. I think that was around when I finished recording. Because I know I finished recording like a while back. It was either late May or early June that I finished recording. I'm pretty sure it was late May, though. There were some delays with... I don't want to say, like, delays, but, like, the MV was always going to be delivered kind of near the end of June. And it was just a matter of, like, when. Sometimes MVs are the longest part to wait for. when it comes to cover production. But the mix turnaround was pretty good. Art turnaround was also pretty good. It was just waiting for the MV. But of course, the MV was done by the lovely Iki, who has done... they also did the MV for Kusabi. And I think... hold on. I have to remember what other songs they've done MVs for me, because they've done a couple. They did Kusabi for sure. Okay. I think they've done just Kusabi for me, but they've done MVs for others. They are very reliable and very good MV editor. Oh, right! The other one that they did was Inferno. I remember now. They did the MV for Inferno, the duet that I did with Reina. They make really good stuff. I think that the MV really tied everything together, and also like the little lore snippet during the instrumental for Bride of Necro, I think really like summarized the story in a way in case people weren't looking at the subtitles. Like if you weren't looking at the closed captioning, that is basically how you get the story. It's through that little snippet. So that was a really nice touch. Personally. And then, obviously the puppeting on the art was quite good too. I like how everything was like flowing in the wind. I like when art gets puppeted like that. It's just like, it's a very subtle movement. It's not like a full animation, but like the fact that there was just any sort of movement at all gives it a lot of like... For irony, considering the song is called Bride of Necro, it really made it feel more alive. Everything combined to make a really good song, especially your vocals. I'll stop. In the end, I think my vocals are only a small part. I think everything else added together to make it better. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that went into Bride of Necro. I have like 2 more song covers in the works coming out in July, I think. I don't think both of them are going to have after parties though. I think only one is going to have an after party. The other one's just gonna kind of be a random upload whenever it's finished. Whenever it's finished. That one has had delays, so whenever it's done, I'm just gonna throw it up. It's just gonna be a surprise upload, and it's gonna be like, here you go, food. But the other one's gonna have a premiere and an after party. I can't guarantee when, but I am hoping it's going to be sometime in July. The reason the other one isn't done either, besides the one that I just said had delays, the other one, I think this is okay to say, but the MV editor is kind of ghosting us right now. And, we tried to give them 2 different deadlines to try and, like, finish the thing, and they just ghosted. So, gotta find a new editor. Working on it. I can't guarantee when that one's gonna be done, but we are hoping to get it done sometime in July. You spoil us? I try. Had a lot of things in the backlog that I'm just trying to wait to get out. Is it the same one as Hio? Sweats? Yeah. Ironically, yeah. I don't know if Hio is still here, but yeah, we tried to use the same editor. Sorla's like, the consequences of my actions. Why didn't I learn the first time? Yeah, so they ghosted. They ghosted hard. It be like that. Luckily, I think this is okay to say, but we didn't reach the payment stage with this editor yet, so it's kind of okay that we're gonna be, like, canceling that and trying to find a different editor. But yeah, no, Sora has learned their lesson and is not going to be reaching out to that editor again. Like, the problem is that they do make really good work. I guess they're just not very consistent with deadlines, but it's okay. But But yeah, it's okay. It could be worse of a crisis than it is. It's more just like, man, we really tried to get this done, but it didn't work out. But it happens. It just means we have to wait a little bit longer. But I think you guys will be excited for that cover too. The other cover that I'm working on is a bit more simple because it's mostly just lip syncing with my model. It's a more simple MV in that regard. So whenever that one comes out, I'm just gonna upload it. Whenever that one's finished. I'm waiting for the mix more so than anything else right now. But for understandable reasons, the mix has been delayed. Just gotta wait a little while longer on it. But soon. Soon. Are there cute Yuno wiggles? Tons. So many wiggles. There's gonna be so many wiggles, you're not gonna know what to do with yourself. You're gonna be like, wow. I didn't think it was possible for there to be this many wiggles in one video. But there will be wiggles. Pog. On an unrelated note, you look very cool in your new cover art. Thank you. Well, that's more so Yukun than me, but yeah, I get it. Thank you. Angon did a really good job with the art. Big fan of their work, honestly. Congrats on 1K views on Fukai Mori. It got 1K? Hell yeah, dude. I didn't even realize. Hell yeah, dude. Oh yeah, there it is! 1,001 views. Whoa. Crazy. I honestly didn't think that was ever gonna happen. Does Yukun also have the tattoo? Yes. Is it in the same spot? Also yes. I saw it at 997 earlier. Well, thank you to whoever got it the extra 4 views that it needed to get to the 1K. Yippee! Now I just need to get Bride of Necro and Kusabi up to 1K, and then all of my covers will have at least 1,000 views. That's crazy. I never thought that I would have videos that reach the quadruple digits in viewer count. View count, I should say, not viewer. View count. Because I'm sure a lot of it is just looping. But, like, I never thought that this would happen for me. So, that's a little bit surreal. Like, I'm looking at the numbers and I'm just like, this doesn't feel real. If we splash water on Yuno like Ranma, is that how we get Yukun? I don't know. Maybe. Aroni has come so far. Stop! We're not even at the 1-year anniversary. We can't talk like that yet. I'll cry. It's because you worked hard. I don't know, man. I just do a sing. I don't really do that much else. I pick a song and I do a funny little sing, and then everybody else makes magic happen, and I just kind of sit there. I don't think I really do anything.
May the only lights guide you back to me.
Nathan, thank you for being a member for 7 months. 1 whole year with Yuno. I can't believe it. It is not a year yet. Stop this. Stop it. Thank you. Stop it.
May the only lights guide you back to me.
Gotta save up the ue. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to get ue until anniversary time, friends. I will not be doing any ue. No, not a single tier in the next, like, 4-ish months. A little bit less. No ue. Arbiter99, thank you for being a member for 7 months. We can round up a few months. No, we can't. That's not how rounding works. Also, Rainya, thank you for being a member for 1 month. Is it ue time? No. No, it's not. There will be no ue. It is a year. Stop! You're gonna make people think that I said I think Coolsville sucks. Stop taking me out of context. You're cutting out important bits of information.
It deserves a super jingle.
Also, Tokenai, thank you for the $2 super chat. Congratulations on 100 years, Bunochi. 100 years? Why we got 2 zeros? Now, hold on. I think it'd be crazy enough if you just added 1 zero, but 2 zeros? Are you guys posting in the chat from the retirement home? Are you guys using voice to text to communicate with me? Not a Scooby-Doo movie reference in my year 2024. That movie is peak, and that will always be necessary. I love Scooby-Doo, so I'm gonna reference it. True. You guys don't have opposable thumbs, so you can't text. So I guess you do have to use voice to text. Egg on my face. You're correct. 1,000 years of Yuno. Hold on. Why is it suddenly 1,000? Time's moving too fast. Although I have always said that even when we reached 1,000 years, or like, you know, further than 1 year, I'm always gonna be like, wow, I feel like I've only been here less than a year. So can you imagine during my 1,000 year anniversary me being like, wow, guys, it doesn't even feel like it's been that long. It feels like it's only been like a year. Exact same intonation and everything. You guys are just like, we know Buno. Sorry. We know Buno. We are aware. Because you guys will sound something like that, probably. We don't have throats either, so how do we voice? Spirit voices. And I possess a time machine? You know what? Fair. Fair enough. What's the future like? Can you tell us? Can't believe it's been 69,430 years. Oh my god. I'd be so old. I'm already so old. I would be 69,652. You're so right. It should have been 69,420. So then I would be 69,642. Yes. And everything is on fire in the future. Be very afraid. Oh no. Well, I mean, I guess the Damadachi will be fine then because they are made of fire. Did you hear Busted Level 17 is getting localized? I would die. 17? It would take that long for them to get to 17. You wouldn't look a day over 300? That's true, because I don't age physically. So I wouldn't look old. I'll just be me. I'd be chilling. Oni can do math. In my head, very, very barely. Mischievous Shark. Well, thank you for being a member for 7 months. Thank you so much for redacted years with us. You know, it's amazing how time flies. It took us redacted years to run to the end zone with bear jokes. Redacted years to run to the end zone. No, the bear jokes are already in the end zone. It should be more like I can't believe we've been in the end zone for redacted years. It's like we never left. Only thing that changes your hairstyle over the years? I would like to think I have at least one alternate outfit by then. I would like to think maybe I have at least one alternate outfit. Just one? Please? I would hope it's not just hairstyle. What have I been saving for? The bear joke is my end zone, and I will live there on that one. Buno Bear is real to me. I love this for you? Question mark? You already have one, technically. The chibi does not count. The chibi is a different model, technically. So it doesn't count. Like, it does, but it doesn't. It is an alternate model, but, like... I don't know if that necessarily counts as an alternate outfit. I don't think it does. The one we don't speak of? What are you talking about? Who? I genuinely don't know what you're talking about. Maybe we did manage to erase it from the brain. You know it. No, that's just another alternate model. That's not an outfit. You guys don't know what outfits are. But yeah, no, that's just a alternate model. And also, yes, the model is dead. That model is gone. At least Chibi has a couple hairstyles. True. This is true. I do like getting to play with the Chibi's hairstyles. It's really fun. I like playing with the braids and the short hair. I do wonder what kind of hairstyle I will get when I do eventually get a new outfit. Like an actual new outfit. Yeetable Yuno got yeeted. Are you talking about the baby chibi? Like the one that's not in the comfy clothing? Why is that model dead? You know why. You know exactly why. Ponytail, please. Short hair. No, I still have the yeetable one. Also, it's called puntable. We call it the puntable one. I do still have that one. I just don't really use it. I haven't really had, like, a stream where I need to be full gremlin. Ponytails are justice. You are right about this. I do love ponytails. On behalf of fan artists, I am asking for short hair. What? Do you not like drawing my hair? Wooed. Ball toggle. I guess some people don't know. I guess some people weren't around for when I had this. I can be bald. Granted, it's not really good at looking to the sides because I have a very hollow head. But I can be bald. I just don't really use it unless I have to, like, actually change my hair for something. I really don't use this toggle all that much. Yeah, I know, it's cursed. I don't like it either. Yeah, there's something inside. Back of the head felt like a spoon. Shut up. Shut up. You're so mean to me. Very 2D, yeah. I guess my mama didn't give me a back of the head. I guess I just don't have a back of the head unless it's the part of me that has hair. Anyway. I can be bald. I just choose not to be most of the time. And can you blame me? Can you blame me? But yeah, no, I've been debating hairstyles and stuff. It's just, I mull it over all the time. I have a lot of hairstyles that I like. I wouldn't know what to pick. Because I also really like braids. But we'll see. I will think about it. We do still have plenty of time to think about it. Does that mean the hair is where the brain is stored? Not really. It's more just there's nothing there and the hair is covering that up. Cross that bridge and you get to it? Yeah, the minute I have the power in my hands, I'll just be like, oh, I never thought I would get this far, and then I'll have to actually make a decision. When I am forced into the situation where I have to make the decision, I will make the decision. Until then, I'm just like, hair good. Hair pretty. I do kind of think, I'd like to at least maybe add the purple. You know how the chibi model, the sleepwear chibi model, you know how the sleepwear chibi model has, like, the purple streaks, kind of, like, in the front part of the hair? I was kind of thinking it might be nice to add that to my, normal model, too. But that's just, like, a passive thought that I have. That's, like, about the furthest I've gotten, is, like, adding purple. Adding a little bit of, like, purple into the front pieces of the hair. New color dropped, you know? You get there and it's like, so now what? Yeah, exactly. When I get there, I'll be like, oh, I have the power now? I didn't think this far ahead. Okay, big stretch. Whew. Man. I can't believe I just... Well, I mean, I didn't fully just throw the cover up, but I can't believe I managed to get a premiere in like a day. Literally, I got the finished video this morning, and I was trying to figure out when to upload it, and then I made the realization about the overlap, so that we decided to do it last minute today. So I'm still kind of in shock that I managed to do it. I mean, I guess I had time, because I scheduled it to be close to when my normal stream was scheduled, but, like, the fact that I was still able to do it within that time frame is pretty wild. Pretty crazy. But I think it turned out good. I like the MV a lot. Great start to the weekend. And as you guys know, there's lots more stuff happening over the weekend because we have, okay, listen, we have Tomoe and Kohaku's wedding tomorrow. We have their wedding tomorrow. They've got their duet cover premiere and they have an after party. You might see a familiar face in the after party. You might see a familiar face, and I can't give a guarantee, but you might see a familiar face there. You just read a little karaoke words. He. Very happy to see you notice now thing. It is pretty funny. So I'm not sure how much of the story I can tell, because I'm not sure how much of it Kohaku and Tomoe want to tell. But they did initially approach me to see if I wanted to be part of the duet as, like, the other, like, main singer, and I was like, I don't know if that song really suits me, because, you know, I don't want to be a bride, I want to be a groom. So I was like, but if you guys need somebody to be, like, the priest in the MV, I can do that. Because in the original, like, MV, there is, like, an actual, like, priest character. So I was like, I could do that. And they were like, oh, absolutely. So they had me do it. I just threw it out as, like, a joke idea, and then they actually said yes, and I was like, oh, okay, sure, easy. Very easy part. Literally, it was a case of just bet. And so I got to bless the marriage. The cosmic comedy of the fact you are a priest after all that stuff, showing your lack of knowledge of holy stuff. Look, I know a little bit about weddings, okay? I can at least bullshit my way through a wedding. Also, I can't do it inside the church. We're gonna have the ceremonies outside the church. We can't do it in the church. It's an outdoor wedding, okay? Outdoor wedding. I can't do it on holy grounds, but I can BS the ceremony. Now she has to read the book? No. You don't have to read the book to officiate a wedding. I don't gotta do crap. I know just enough to get through this. One of those Vegas pastors that quick fire marries people. I'm more like an officiant, okay? Less so a pastor. But you have to hold the book? No, you don't. No, you don't. Not in my world. Marriage, it is what brings us together today. So true. Also, don't scold me for language. I can say whatever the fuck I want. Do gloves count as touching? Well, I'm not wearing gloves in the art, so I do not have them. Make sure you don't accidentally do an exorcism. How would you mess that up? How would you mess the two up? I bring these two spirits together in holy sacrifice? Like, what am I supposed to do? What do you mean? What do you mean? I wouldn't mess it up. I think I have enough brain cells to not mess it up that bad. Personally. Dearly beloved, we gathered here today to join this couple in holy matrimony. So true. Accidental transmutation circle at the altar. Oh no, it's all over. Mess it up the same way you burned water? What the? I wouldn't mess it up. It's a wedding for my kohai. Sudden ancient Oni incantation. No, no, no. I've got it. I've got it. It'll be fine. It's no biggie. It'll be okay just as long as neither of them die or you can have a field day. Don't stop. We're playing a role. It's not literally Yukun falling in love with a corpse, okay? It's a character. We're both actors. It's a role. The art of you as a nun was so cute. It's very cute. I really like it. It's very adorable. They gave me the files for it. Obviously, I won't show them because you have to wait for the MV to come out. But I have the actual, like, transparent files for it, too. So I guess if I ever do decide to do one of those confession streams, I have art ready for a thumbnail. Do not call her Isla Corpseman. You guys are so mean. You guys are so awful. Stop. It's not Isla. It's not even the right shade of blonde. The girl in the MV's blonde is way too platinum. Isla-sama's hair is golden. It's golden, like... It's not even the same. It's not even the same texture. The girl in the MV's hair is too thin. Because she's already dead, it changed color? No! Stop. Stop it. It's not Isla Coleman. You gotta give credit for that name pun. I can't. Why are you talking about Isla-sama being a corpse? Why would you do that to my senpai? Ugh. That's terrible. How could you do that to her? She just came back. She just had a comeback stream, and you guys are like, haha, what if she were dead? In MV. The color fades so you're not alive. Okay, but it was already not that blonde to begin with. Like, I'm trying to tell you, it's not golden blonde. He brought out the gremlin. Yeah, obviously, I'm gonna be gremlin to defend my senpai. What's supposed to be a bee? It's not Isla! You guys suck. If you're going to make assumptions about which kawaii girl it is, the one that's the closest in terms of, like, hair type and, like, coloration is Kohaku. Technically. But it's not a kawaii girl. It's just a random, generic blonde woman who probably has green eyes if you turn her around, but you can't see it because you only see her back view. Which also means it can't be Isla, because Isla's eyes are blue. So, guys, it's not Kohaku either. I just feel like if you're going to force a comparison, at least make sure it's somebody who it looks kind of like. I hate this. I'm sure your wife would love to hear you describe her like that. Who, Ron? Ron-chan? I would never call Ron-chan a generic woman. That's because she's not a generic woman. She is my wife and I love her. Weren't the eyes replaced with something blue in the lyrics? No? No? You're reading too much into it, I think. I think you're reading a little too much into it, maybe.
An offering. Thank you so much.
Alex Jacobo, thank you for the $2 tip. Congrats on your wedding with a corpse. Thanks, man. Thank you. It was a good wedding, huh? Although we got ripped apart in the end, so... Does that count as divorce? I guess. I just listened, but I forgot what the line was. No, you're right. It was blue glass, but I'm exaggerating for the bit. I'm exaggerating for the bit. 2 divorces. No, stop! Don't talk about it like 2. Technically, I'm not divorcing Ron. She's, you know, I don't want to talk about this. But it's technically not a divorce. It's more like... I don't want to talk about it. What did I miss? Did you look at the closed captioning for the cover? That explains it all. Just going out to buy milk? Boy, I wish that were the case. Boy, I wish it was just her going to get milk. Yeah. No, I know we all wish. I know we all wish. Awesome cover, you knocked it out of the park. Yippee, yippee! Thank you! I think it turned out pretty good, too. Yukun is the one that married Isla. Don't combine them! Don't combine them! This is so cursed. Gotta be strong and hold them in, yeah. Be strong. Two different Yunos. Two Yunos who are the same Yuno, I think. Just two sides of the same coin, you know? One is the Ikemen Yuno, and one is the this Yuno. I don't know how I describe this Yuno. The other one's Ikemen, though. Need to make the ultimate kawaii amalgam? Oh no. Oh no, I don't know about that. That could get very cursed very fast. Because that's 16 talents to make a combined first and last name out of, and then whatever they end up looking like pieced together. Kawaii Yuno? I don't know about that. I don't know if I would describe this version of Yuno as kawaii, but okay. Enough of you are saying it that I guess I have to go with it. I guess I have to go with it. Sure. Well, yeah, I'm glad to have another cover out. I think this is my now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 5th solo cover. My 5th one. Can you believe? That's crazy. And there's 2 more, which means there's gonna be 7. 7 Buno solo covers. Well, full covers. I think I mentioned this in passing, maybe in a member stream, but I don't mind sharing it publicly. Now, I should say. But after this, there's probably going to be less of a heavy focus on solo, full solo covers, and there might be more of a pivot to shorts. We'll see. Plans might change because there's like other things that we've been like planning and like working on that might impede that, but as it stands, solo full song covers might slow down a little bit. That doesn't mean that there won't be any like collaborations, but it's a matter of like reallocating some like resources in my budget so that I can do some other things. Because I'm sure you guys know because you've heard the other girls talk about it, but producing covers and Ori songs and like all of that stuff is expensive. Oh my god, it's expensive. So, my budget has been constantly consumed basically every month working on these covers. And we kind of need that freed up to do some other things. So, as it's looking right now, assuming plans haven't completely shifted, I still need to talk to management about it to like reconfirm some things, but there's gonna be a shift, so less full song covers and more just like shorts. Kinda. Gonna raise money for the next covers by being a priest. That's the goal. Weekly streams where I get you guys to confess your sins when I make you pay money to do it. And then I'll be able to make all the full covers I want. Smile. But yeah, I have been burning a lot of my resources to do a lot of these covers, which is fun, and I'm having a good time. But there's some other things that need to be worked on, that need, a bit more attention. Or your songs are even more expensive, at least you can monetize the end product. Covers just because you want to make a cool cover. It depends. I don't know if I can talk too much about it, but like sometimes you can monetize a cover. It depends on, like, the copyright holder, and it depends on if you have an original instrumental or not. Colin with a Streamlabs or Supa? Yeah. And then, like, what was I saying? Right, cover an Ori song. You're right that Ori songs can technically be monetized, but you don't really make a lot of money on that, if I'm being real. It doesn't make the most money in the world. The fact that you can monetize it is good, but it adds it's not great. I don't think I am the first to say this. It's not great. A lot of the music production is usually just because of love of music and nothing else. Both in terms of covers and in terms of Ori songs. It's just because of, like, a desire to sing, really. So, like, it's not great in either direction. But you are technically right in that covers are more so a financial sink. But it's okay. It's okay, because I do just like singing for fun more so than anything else, personally. I don't really see singing as, like, a big part of my work, so to speak. Like, obviously, recording and, like, getting things in is, like, a form of work for projects, but I don't really see it as, like, work. For me, I still kind of see it as, like, a side thing I do. Good to know there's at least some occasions where it's monetized. My understanding was the covers were never monetizable. So, it really does depend on the copyright holder. This is, like, just general YouTube talk with Buno. But here's where I sound like the nerd that I am. But usually you cannot monetize something if there is an element of it that was not yours. So the reason why you can't monetize a cover is because a lot of times you use the official instrumental, and that was made by somebody else. You don't have the rights to monetize it. Technically, you could only monetize it if the copyright holder allows it, like through YouTube's content ID system, or if you have written permission from the creator to use, like, the things that they made to make money. So that's why you don't usually monetize, because usually that's just not allowed. And a lot of times when you get an instrumental download, like the official instrumental, it's usually provided with the assumption that you're not going to use it for monetization. So you generally just should not do it. That's where custom instrumentals come in. If you make a custom instrumental of a song, you can technically monetize that because it is unique to you. It was something that you / like your production team made. And even if it is like another person's song, you can technically monetize it because you have more of a justification for the fact that you made it. So for example, right? Take my version of Fukai Mori. It is Do As Infinity's song. Like, it is just Fukai Mori, but because it's a Wagaki version and it has a custom instrumental, technically it could be monetized. And then in those cases, on YouTube, the monetization will be split between you and the original copyright holder. So, like, you'll get, like, a little bit of the money, and then the copyright holder will get a little bit of it on, like, their side. The more you know. YouTube things. But, like, it's not super common because a lot of times getting a custom instrumental can be pricey. Most people, if they have the opportunity to just use an official instrumental, they'll just use the official. It has to be transformed before doing the cover, before it's eligible. When you say before doing the cover, what do you mean? Because, like, technically, I guess, based on what I described, yes? It's also why sometimes a karaoke VOD will not get a strike because it uses a karaoke version. Because, like, some, like, karaoke channels make instrumental recreations. And even if it sounds very similar to the original, it's still different enough that it would not necessarily get flagged in the same way. Not to the point where you can monetize it, but that's usually why people will not always use an official instrumental. even if there's one available. It has to have a different instrumental, then you can cover it with monetization. Generally, yes. It gets a bit into a copyright gray area if you try to use the official and then monetize it. That's where written permission from the original creator comes in, usually. Because sometimes a video will still allow you to monetize, but it's like based on the assumption that you have permission to do so. And there's a chance that you would get checked. I would assume downloadable sales of covers is another can of worms. That's usually why a lot of covers are not available for download like that. Like, YouTube distribution is technically free, so a lot of times that kind of thing is allowed. Like, free distribution is okay. Logging it behind a paywall is kind of the same as monetization, so that is technically not okay. Technically. But yeah, copyright's a whole canyon of worms. It's a lot. It's a whole thing a lot of the time. But like, generally speaking, that is why covers are not monetized. Because usually you can't monetize the official instrumental because you didn't make it. But it gets easier to monetize if the more of it is something that you made. So like, again, going back to Fukai Mori, that one can technically be monetized because the instrumental is custom. Though that's also something you have to discuss with the person who makes the custom instrumental, too. Because, like, if you're commissioning somebody else to make it, you have to let them know if you're planning to, like, sell it and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, same. I can't read it either. Wow. That's so crazy. I can't believe you managed to figure out how to send a blank YouTube message. That's crazy. I cannot read. Anyway. I think I'll only hang out here for a few more minutes. I kind of ran out of stuff to talk about regarding the cover. And I'm just kind of rambling about nonsense now. We have our members stream tomorrow. And I believe I said on the schedule I will be sharing some secrets. So members, tier 2 and tier 3 members, you're going to be getting some fun little behind-the-scenes backstage secrets about some things that are being worked on. It might also be a bit of a work stream, because I do have some stuff I have to actually work on. So I might be working on the side while chatting with you guys. But it's going to be a little, like, secret meeting. But I think today it is good to keep the, I'll member tomorrow then. Okay. I look forward to the notification that you are a first-time member. I'm still here at least for a couple more minutes, though. I'm just talking about the plans for tomorrow. But before then, I made it pretty obvious, but you're gonna see me in, Kohaku and Tomoe's after-party stream. So you're gonna see me in the afternoon before members see me in the evening. So if you want to see me and you're not a member, you should check out Kohaku and Tomoe's duet and the after-party. I'm there too. Both in the MV and in the after-party. I should post about that, actually. I'll post about it later. Let me get the waiting room links, though. Let me do that. Kohaku Uniqui. Yeah, so this is the waiting room for the cover. Join the stream as soon as it's ending. It's not fully ending yet, but soon. So here's the cover, and then the after party is here. I'm going to be in both, so you should check it out.
An offering. Thank you so much.
Turkeys, thank you for the $10. Thank you, thank you. I forgot to update with the $2 donation before too. Let me change that. Whoopsies. My brain's running on empty, I guess. Mods, she's posting links. Oh no, they're going to take you to miscellaneous websites. What are you gonna do? Partying all weekend. Can't miss the debut of Father, you know. Obviously. Yeah, you wouldn't miss it for the world, right? Right. And you also want to support Kohaku and Tomoe's wedding, right? Right. Is worth it. Oh, yeah, you should definitely check those things out tomorrow. That will be the public appearance, and then evening time will be for members. And I'll probably be posting my schedule tomorrow too. I have to work on that still, though. I meant to do it today, but I was rushing with all of the cover premiere stuff that I kind of forgot. So I'm gonna work on my schedule and get that ready for tomorrow too. But yeah, lots of fun stuff this weekend. And also, besides the Kohaku and Tomoe wedding, there is also, of course, Kaya Matsuri, which is on Sunday. So you guys should also make sure to support Kaya for the Matsuri. There's gonna be the cover premiere, and there's also gonna be, at least I think it's Sunday. It is based on the calendar. So you should, make sure to support Miss Nishikino Baya for her cover premiere and the Matsuri as well. Make sure. And then, the thing you didn't want to overlap with this cover is also on Sunday. Yeah, it was the Matsuri. I didn't want to overlap Kaya Matsuri. Obviously, I don't want to overlap any of the girls' things, but I realized belatedly that even if I posted the cover at my intended time, I would have been running right into Matsuri, and I didn't want to do that to Kaya, so I figured I would just do it today so that I could make sure that it had its own like separate time and that everybody else's stuff gets its own separate time. It's inevitable though. What, overlap? I mean, sure, but if possible, I want to avoid it. Like, I understand that trying to avoid overlap is going to be impossible, but I do think at least with things like cover premieres and like big events, we should be doing our best to avoid overlapping if we can. And you know, Friday was only going to be Fictitious Friday for me, so it was pretty easy to just schedule everything to be this instead. I get where you guys are coming from, trust me, but I care about letting the other girls' projects shine a lot. Sometimes a lot more than my own. I get very shy when it comes to my own stuff. It actually takes a lot for me to mark something on the schedule as like something I'd prefer nobody overlap. So, like, at least for me, it means a lot to make sure that everybody gets their chance to, like, celebrate the stuff that they worked on and, like, their things, because, like, it's important to them. So, I try to make sure that I pay attention to that. But that's just me. That's just how I feel about it. So, that's kind of why it turned out the way it did. But yeah, no, I know that, like, there will come a point where overlapping is going to be practically impossible to avoid, but for as long as I can avoid it, I will. Thanks for your effort. Thank you. I appreciate that everyone was able to watch it, even though it was last minute. I had initially wanted there to be a little bit more warning so that people could plan to be there, but it's okay. In the end, it was still worth it, and I am hopeful that people will keep watching the cover and that they like it and stuff. And then, of course, that attention will also be paid to the other people uploading stuff this weekend. It'll be a very busy weekend full of fun uploads and stuff. Okay, no more rambling. Thank you guys for showing up to the impromptu premiere and, of course, this after party. I hope you learned a little bit about the story of the Bride of Necro. Make sure, I'm going to link the cover again, make sure you listen to the cover a lot, please. We worked very hard on it. I know I just said I'm kind of insecure when it comes to my own stuff, but, like, I am going to try to share it and not be as insecure. So please, watch it, if you can. Watch it, as much as possible, please. We're able to get some of my other videos to 1K, so maybe it would be nice if this could get to 1K also, eventually. Eventually, though. Yeah, the road to 1K starts today. We'll go with that. It will be done. We will see to it. Yeah, thank you so much for choosing to spend time with me. I hope that you have a good rest of your time zone. And until I see you again, Yunotsu!